this time. Bed Bath & Beyond shares sinking sharply in the last few minutes after a filing revealed a proposed stock offering. Courtney Reagan joins us now ahead of the company's investor update later this morning. Is that a big shock, Courtney? You need money to keep a business going.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big shock, but of course, the stock reaction to even no news, Joe, is very volatile these days. But we're about less than 2 hours or so from Bed Bath & Beyond giving a fuller, we hope, strategic update. There's an awful lot of questions the company really needs to answer. With about $108 million in cash and nearly $1.4 billion in long-term debt, comparable sales down 23% in the most recent quarter, there's real questions about liquidity. Plus, the retailer has an interim CEO and has for 2 months. So is there a permanent successor? Will we learn that? What happens to all the major changes that ousted CEO Mark Tritton made? Tritton was brought in after a 2019 activist campaign led by McCallum, the activist that's involved in Kohl's now. Tritton cleared out a huge percentage of the historical stacked to the ceiling inventory, and he bet big on new private label lines. His private label strategy was successful at Target, but it really has not worked at Bed Bath. Tritton brought in new leaders, closed stores, sold off assets, including Christmas tree shops and One Kings Lane, that flash sale website. He re-engineered operations and logistics, and then boom, a global pandemic set in, snarled the global supply chain, and then consumers clamored for home goods to make the most of those stay-at-home orders. Bed Bath captured some of that demand, but as time went on, it missed out. It had merchandise stuck in transit or delayed, and it then became a target of the Wall Street Bets Reddit trading community, with many sessions seeing wild movements in share prices on really no news. In March, GameStop chairman Ryan Cohen reveals he took a 10% stake in Bed Bath. He got 3 new board seats and pushed for the sale of Bye Bye Baby, but then by mid-August, Cohen sold his stake. He was out, and volatility in the shares followed. So they got a lot of questions to answer here, Melissa.
They spent, $1 billion over the past... Their cash pile was over $1 billion a year ago, and now they've got $100 million in cash. You mentioned the debt, too. But do you think we'll hear anything about, refinancing that debt, restructuring that debt? Is there debt that's due immediately?
Yeah, I think investors would love to hear that. I don't know if we will. I hope that we will get some confirmation of the reporting from the Wall Street Journal about this other loan that they had supposedly secured for maybe around $400 million, but that still hasn't been confirmed. So to me, cash is really the biggest, most immediate question, especially if you're operating a typically cash flow positive business when you've got these sales coming in day after day, month after month. And if those sales aren't coming in and you don't have the cash in reserves, I think you got a real problem on your hands.
Could they spin the business around? Bye Bye Baby seems to have a higher valuation potentially than the core Bed Bath & Beyond store. If Bed Bath & Beyond were the unit and Bye Bye Baby were the main business, maybe it would get a completely different value. Maybe that's sort of a strategic shift that would garner a higher valuation.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thought, certainly sort of switching it around. When you look at the store count, I think it has 700 plus Bed Bath & Beyond stores and maybe 100 plus Bye Bye Babies, but you're right, the valuation is really strong. I hadn't even thought about really swapping it around for the banner names itself. I know that Ryan Cohen obviously had pushed to sell Bye Bye Baby, and at the time, Mark Tritton said, look, we're looking at it. We'll see what we can do to unlock some of that value. I worry, though, if the sort of moment in time to get the best price to sell that unit has passed. I'm not sure that if the company wants to do it, that now is a great time, that they'll really get the biggest bang for their buck with everything else that's going on in the market and the broader economy. So we will see. I think there is value there. I think they just got to dig through to find it. And I think a lot of Mark Tritton's ideas, frankly, were not bad ideas. I think that they were all done very quickly. And then, unfortunately, you also had the pandemic happen, which then sort of snarled all the plans for that merchandise replacement.